Back, everybody, to another episode of George's Dial. Today I'm finally getting on the subject after the car's been tuned and exhaust is good and everything else checks out in the car. I'm getting to a project where I've been meaning to get to for a while is the powder coating oven. Now, this whole week during work, I've been ordering parts and whatnot, and majority of them are here for the control panel for the oven. And I wanted to get started on it, so I stopped at Menards to get a little box and got all the packages in today, except for one, which is the main controller. It's a temperature controller for the oven itself. I don't know if you know, but I'm currently going to use my old gas oven. And what I plan on doing is either taking off both of the doors, because it's a double, and making one single door, or what I'm kind of thinking just for right now is cutting out this middle section. I'm just trying to make sure from the wiring schematics here that if I do that, it won't interfere with the fan or any of the light that's in it, because I plan on using that so I can check whatever I'm going to be powder coating and have a good airflow with the fans and whatnot. So hopefully I can cut it out and have no problems with like ducting that's existing with the fan and whatnot. But currently I am working on this box for all the controls. This will be the front, which is the cover. I was going to get a hinged one, but of course neither of the two stores that I went to had it, so I settled for this. And if it works out correctly, I will go ahead and order up a hinged door. But this was a little 10 by 10 by 4 inch junction box, or pull box as we like to call it. And it's already got some holes on the side that I can use for power and maybe a light or a switch or a breaker switch or whatnot. And what I'm doing here right now is I screwed down the door tight with all 4 screws, and I'm lining up the hinges. One's going to go there, one's going to go here. And I'm going to take measurements, trying to make it look a little bit symmetrical for the OCD people. I honestly don't care, but you'll see when I open this up, I'm going to have to cut a little lip right here for the screws to set in place correctly, and I will have to cut these down because they are 1-inch screws. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm gonna continue on this. Sorry for the airplane. They fly over normally. Go away, Mr. Plane. You're intercepting the video. Okay. Anyway, set the tripod up, and I'll continue on with this. So let's get started. Alright. Let's try this again, eh? Currently set up on the garbage can. It is the easiest way, and it's the most tabletop surface I have, except for the back of the garage that I haven't built the little table for. But anyway, I'm going to get this other hinge lined up real quick, mark it, drill it, and send her home. So let's do this. Don't mind me, but I'm going to cue in music here so I can play music here and not have copywriting problems. Don't hate, but... Alright, this is what I was talking about with this cover in the box here. Since I'm just going to be attaching the hinges to this part on the cover itself, I can go ahead and cut this little lip right here. I can cut it out. I'm probably going to use a grinder if it doesn't get too close to the edge here, because these screw holes are really close to the edge. Maybe I'll just cut it here. We'll see. I'm gonna play with it, see what I can do. So.
Adolescents ages 6 to 17 who are living with Tourette syndrome to see if they may.
Alright, well this probably wasn't the best idea, but I cut it here and here, and then I took a hammer and flattened this on the sides. I'm probably going to go ahead and hit it a little more actually, so these aren't like hex heads, these are Phillips head screws, machine screws and whatnot, and yeah, you should see. Maybe I'll just drill it out and see what I can do. But yeah, this if this wasn't going to be the control box, I'd probably end up stripping it and powder coating this, but I don't really have an option at the point. But anyway, let's get this done. The hinges I get are on the smaller side because it's not really a heavy door or nothing. But the problem I am currently having, which I might just drill a hole in the middle of one of these hinges to avoid the problem, is the bolts here. Well, you're going to see it. There we go. The bolts are hitting each other when the hinge closes. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking out the bottom, the side bolts here, and just moving it to the middle, because it really just needs one, honestly. But yeah, definitely one. So I'm going to keep this in place here right now, and then I'm just going to drill the holes as it sits and go from there. So here we go. Now I know some people are going to ask why I didn't just drill two of them into the insides, but honestly it doesn't matter. coolness factor, yeah, okay, I could have done that, but for this, it really doesn't matter. I mean, it's going to have a bunch of flashy lights on it as it is, and a bunch of cool temperature gauges and whatnot, so it really doesn't matter what the hinges look like on the side facing a wall. So just bear with me here. So yeah. And as far as like bolts and whatnot, you know, I probably won't even put this in. Like, I have plenty. I bought. Alright, everybody, we are back. I cut it out last night just because the memory card decided to start locking again. So this morning I actually went to Best Buy and exchanged the card, and they were very nice enough to do that for me. And so this is actually the card I'm filming on right now. But made a little made a little bit more progress last night after the camera, or the memory card rather, started screwing up. So here it is. Let's look at it real quick. And so I measured it out and put on the little toggle switches here. I'm not happy at all with these switches actually. I'm kind of following a website of like a how-to of how someone actually built it. I mean, they built like out of sheet metal and wall studs and whatnot. I'm just using an old oven, but the control panel I saw that I ordered all the parts that they did that they used for their control panel, and these were on them. And for being 120 volt switches and for 25 amps, yeah, right there. I'm sorry, 15 amps. Says right there. I know it's probably not going to focus in for you. Yeah, anyway. For 15 amps, these are really small terminals. I don't know. I'm just probably going to order some different ones. And maybe I'll go to Home Depot and actually get like more legitimate ones. I mean, I guess what do you expect for $15 for 5 switches? And I lost one of the nuts for one of them, so good thing there was an extra. But I'm going to go ahead, and I already kind of marked out where these little lights are. Sorry. These little they're just gonna be lights for the switches, knowing that, you know, this switch is on, this switch is on, even though it says on and off on it. Kind of just a dummy light, and it'll look cool anyway. So I'll lay these out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll figure out what I want to do for each switch on here. Another thing is, all the parts came in. So I also have a temperature controller here. Give me 1 second. So this is going to be a little temperature gauge here. Small little guy. It's probably got to go right here. I'm just kind of mocking what the guy did. I mean, you don't have to, but if it works, it worked great. So there's a little timer for the temperature. And the actual temperature controller will be coming in on probably Monday or so. We'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna set the camera up. Oh, hold on. Well, anyway, I'm going to set the camera up and keep on going with this. I kind of want to get all this mocked in at least and cut in and whatnot. I do want to work on the car today yet. I want to make some adjustments to the suspension after taking it for a test drive. The torque arm that I put on it, it's like hitting the tunnel a little bit, and I think that there's an adjustment on it. There's multiple areas or multiple bolt holes that you can adjust it to on there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to maybe move it up or move it down one. It might hang a little lower or whatnot. But set this up and get started. Alright, so currently laying out the holes for those lights, and I'm going to be using, I pre-drilled them already. I'm sorry I didn't get that on video. It's recording now. But drilled it out with a, what size are you? 3/16 bit. as a starter bit, and then I'm going to use a step bit to go to the right size hole that I'm going to need for these lights here. So here we go. I'm also putting on music, so enjoy the filler audio. So, I also picked up if I can find them. There we go. Alright, I also ordered up alarms as well. They are both different. This one is for 110. Oh, this one's for 110 too. What was the difference on these guys? Oh, nothing. Just the plastic right there, the coating on it. It's supposed to look like that, scuffed off, looks like that. But anyway, I actually got 4 of these just in case. They're gonna mount on here too. And I'm thinking probably right here and here. One's gonna be for when the oven is up to temperature. And the other one I'm gonna set, I'm gonna program it for when the timer's up, like 20 minutes are up. So, yep, I'm gonna lay those out and put them there, like that. Yeah, let's do it. I think this is where I'm going to cut it for a minute. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup with all these metal shards around. I don't want them getting in the controller. And then I'm going to try and find out the best way to cut the holes for the controllers. They are both the same size, so I really don't have to wait for the other one to come in. I also need kind of a break because my eyes are in the sun. That's why I'm wearing sunglasses. It's right there and it's just reflecting off everything. But I'm going to figure this out real quick and get back to you. So, see you in a second. Quick update. I've spent a couple more hours on this box getting measurements for the temperature controller, or not temperature, I'm sorry, temperature timer, or timer, whatever. And marked it out, cut it. I put in the solid state relay that I'm going to be using for it. Even though my temperature controller requires that it's just got to be a regular contactor / relay, if I have to, I can just, I'll try and make the solid state work for it, and if it's not, because it's not specifically for a solid state relay, it's for a contactor relay, I'll try and make it work. If not, I'll just buy like a separate relay to go from that to the solid state to control the heating element in the oven itself. So this is it so far. I left the switches out because if you're gonna put something in and it's going to be brittle and bend and break while you're installing it. What makes you think it's going to last longer than with amperage on it or voltage? I mean, I just left them out. I'm just going to buy new ones and go from there. Like I said, I'm just going to wait for the temperature controller itself to come in, and then I will finish it off. They are both the same size. So here, this is it. They're both the same size. I checked the dimensions on the website in which I got them from, and so I just cut the hole for it. It's kind of just rough. I mean, I'll file it down a little bit, but yeah. And then there's a little latch right there, and there's that solid state relay I was referring to. If it does work, great. If not, I'll just put a contactor in. I'll either get a separate box or put it in here somewhere, take this out. I don't know yet, but it's kind of a miracle with this. I mean, it's 3 1/4 is the depth on this, and this is a 4-inch box, so you can't really tell. No, you can't tell at all. But it's got 3/4 of an inch of space on it. So there's the back of the lights for little terminals, and then these are the switches, like I said. So anyway, I think that's gonna do it for today. Until I get more different toggles in and the controller itself, and then I can continue on wiring it up with the schematics that I have and that they provided, and keep it updated. So moving on, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you so choose. It'll help out the channel. It'll help out me with people beginning out and seeing the videos. So just like it. I don't know, it does a thing where it puts it on a list that it'll say recommended or whatnot. So more viewers, more content. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.